रीड नेपालद्वारा तानसेन नगरपालिका पाल्पाको समन्वयमा तथा देववाणी संस्कृत तथा साधारण मावि, जनप्रिय मावि र लुम्बिनी मावि पाल्पाको सहकार्यमा उत्पादित यो कार्यक्रम ग्रिन तारा नेपाल, फेडो नेपाल र रीड नेपालबाट संयुक्त रूपमा सञ्चालित स्ट्रङ गर्ल्स प्रोजेक्टको एक अंश हो। यसमा करुणा जर्मनी तथा जर्मन सरकार बीएमजेडको आर्थिक सहयोग रहेको छ। कोभिड-19 को कारणबाट घरमै रहेका बालबालिकाहरूको पठन पाठनमा सहजता ल्याउने उद्देश्यले यो हेर्दै सिक्दै कार्यक्रम तयार गरिएको हो।
Namaste, my dear students. Now I am going to teach you Unit 3, page number 23 to 26. Okay, find out the synonyms and antonyms of the following words. Synonyms means words having the same meaning. Antonyms means words having the different meaning. Okay. Civilization, सभ्यता. Synonym is preferred human society. Antonym, barbarism. Barbarism, जंगलीपन, जंगलीवाद. Synonym, cruel or violent behavior. Antonym, civilization. Savage, सभ्य. Uncivilized, savage, असभ्य. Uncivilized, synonym. Civilized or cultured, antonym, सभ्य. Foolish, मूर्ख. Synonym, unwise. Antonym, wise, saintly. Beautiful, synonym, fine, attractive. Antonym, ugly. Certain, synonym, definite. Antonym, uncertain. Unselfish, स्वार्थ नभएको. Synonym, generous. Antonym, selfish, स्वार्थी. Singly, एक्लै. Alone, synonym. Jointly, antonym. Together, सँगसँगै. Synonym, jointly. Antonym, alone, singly. Okay, reading passage. What is civilization? सभ्यता भनेको के हो? What is civilization? I am going to tell you something about the early civilization. Here, the writer is going to tell you something about early civilization. Before I do so, we must try to means make some idea of what civilization means. The writer says that he is going to talk about the early civilization. Before talking about the early civilization, he says that we should know the meaning of civilization. The dictionary will tell you that to civilize means to better. To better means to make better. To refine. To refine means to purify. To replace. Replace means change. Savage habits means bad habits by good habits. Here the writer says that to civilize means to be better. To refine means to purify. To change bad habits by good habits. It means we should change our bad habits with good habits. We should refine ourselves. We should make us better. Only on that condition we will be civilized. And it especially refers to society or group of people. It means civilization refers to society or group of people. If the society or group of people are good, that is civilization. The savage condition means situation of people when men are little better than beast means animals, is called barbarism. The savage situation of people when men are a little bit better than animals, that is barbarism. Civilization is the reverse. Reverse means opposite of that. It means civilization is the opposite of barbarism. The further away we get from barbarism, the more civilized we are. It means if we are away from barbarism, we become more civilized. The further we are away from barbarism, the more civilized we are. In this way, the writer says that civilization is the opposite of barbarism. Barbarism is bad, but civilization is good. Okay, on the basis of this paragraph, you have to decide. Write true or false against the following statements. Civilization is opposed to barbarism. It means civilization is opposite of barbarism. True or false? Now, students, you have to decide whether this statement is true or false. Perhaps you know the answer. Civilization is opposed to barbarism. It is true. Okay. On the basis of this paragraph, you have to solve two questions. Answer the following questions. What does the word civilized mean? How is civilization different from barbarism? Now think and write the answers by reading the first paragraph. Perhaps you know the answer. Now check whether your answers are correct or not. The word civilized means a person or a society that is refined. Refined means purified, improved, or far advanced from savage habits or practices. That is civilized. How is civilization different from barbarism? Civilization means a group of people or an organized society acting together. Such people follow certain principles and practices and always seek means look for, खोज्छन्, a better life. Barbarism means individuals acting singly without the concern means here interest for the group or society. In short, if we think about the betterment of the group, that is civilization. If we think about only ourselves, that is barbarism. Okay, next paragraph. But how can we find out means discover, if a person or a society is barbarous or civilized? Many people in Europe think that they are very civilized and people of Asia are quite barbarous. Here, the writers thinks that Europeans say that they are better than Asians. Asians are quite barbarous and Europeans are civilized. But the writer doesn't believe in it. Is this because the people of Europe put on means wear more clothes than the people of Asia and Africa? The writer thinks that Asian and Africans are not worse, and Europeans also are not better. So he has put forward his argument. Is this because the people of Europe put on more clothes than the people of Asia and Africa? This is his argument. But putting on clothes depends on means relies on the climate. If we are in hot climate, we put on more dress. If we are in hot climate, we put on a few dresses. If we are in cold climate, we put on more dresses. Or is it because a man with a gun is stronger than the man without a weapon and is therefore more civilized than him? He says that Europeans have more weapons. Is this the reason they think they are civilized? Whether he is more civilized or not, the man who is weak doesn't dare to tell him that he is not, or else he might get shot. Here, the writer puts forward his arguments and says that Europeans are not better than Asians and Africans. Now, on the basis of this paragraph, you have to decide. Write true or false against the following statements. The writer believes that Europeans are more civilized than the Asians. True or false? Think. Okay, now check your answer. The writer believes that Europeans are more civilized than the Asians. False. The writer doesn't believe in this. Okay. Answer the following questions. Do you believe that a man with weapons is more civilized? A man with weapons is more civilized. What do you think? Okay, answer. No, I don't believe that a man with weapons is more civilized. It means to be civilized, weapons are not necessary. They are nothing. Now, next paragraph. You know that only a few decades ago, decade means period of 10 years, dasak. You know that only a few decades ago, there was a great war. Most of the countries of the world were in it, and every one of them was trying to kill as many people on the other side as possible. It means there was war and they wanted to kill the enemies, so-called enemies. The Englishmen were trying their best to kill the Germans. Here, Germans were enemies to Englishmen and Englishmen were enemies to Germans. That's why Germans tried to kill the Englishmen killed to German. And the Germans were killing the Englishmen. Millions of people were killed in this war and many thousands were maimed. Maimed means wounded, ghaite, for life. Some had no eyes left means remaining. Others had no arms or legs. Do you think it was a very civilized or sensible thing for people to kill each other like this? The writer says that war is not the sign of civilization. Europeans may think that war is the sign of civilization, but the writer doesn't think that war is not the sign of civilization. If two men fight in the streets, the policeman separates them and everybody thinks how silly, murkha, foolish they are. But how sillier, more silly and more foolish is it for good countries to fight each other and kill thousands and millions? It is just the two savages fighting in the jungles. And if the savages are called barbarous, how much more barbarous are the countries that behave in that way? It means if one country attacks the other and kills the people, that is barbarous. That is not civilization. So, war is a bad sign for civilization for the writer. Okay. Now, on the basis of this paragraph, write true or false against the following statement. Wars are symbols of civilization. True or false? Okay, false. Wars are symbols of civilization. False. Answer the following questions. Why is it not sensible to fight against each other? It is not sensible means meaningful, to fight against each other because it is not a civilized way to settle disagreements. It means we can settle disagreements through discussion. So, war is not a civilized way to settle disagreements. Now, next paragraph. So, if you look at this question in this way, you will say that the countries that fought and killed in the Great War means the First World War and Second World War, England, Germany, France, Italy, and many others were not at all civilized. And you know that there were many fine things and many fine people in these countries. You will say that it is not easy to understand what civilization means, and you will be right. It is a very difficult question. Fine buildings, fine pictures, and books, and everything that is beautiful are certainly signs of civilization. Here the writer means to say that war is not good. Wars are not the signs of civilization. Wars are the signs of barbarism. And what are the signs of civilization? The signs of civilization are fine buildings, fine pictures, fine books, and everything that is beautiful. They are the signs of civilization. Wars are not the signs of civilization. But even better, sign is a fine man who is unselfish and works with others for the good of all. It means if a person is not selfish and he works for the betterment of others, it is good. It is a good sign. To work together is better than to work singly, and to work together for the common good is the best for all. It means if we work only for us, that is not civilization. If we work for common good, that is civilization. Okay, write true or false against the following statements. According to the writer, fine buildings and fine pictures are signs of civilization. True or false? Decide. To be civilized is to work for the common good. True or false? Perhaps your answers are correct. According to the writer, fine buildings and fine pictures are signs of civilization. True. To be civilized is to work for the common good. It is also true. Okay, answer the following questions. What makes a man barbarous? What are the good signs of civilized men? Okay. What makes a man barbarous? Selfish and wicked, dushta, behavior and use of brute force, पशुको जस्तो शक्ति, पाशविक शक्ति, makes a man barbarous. What are the good signs of civilized men? Civilized men create means make, fine things such as good buildings, wonderful pictures and books. Use arguments, tarkaharu, reasons to solve disputes, jhagdaharu, fights, instead of guns, and work together for the common good. Okay, think and answer. In your opinion, what might be the reasons for countries to fight against each other? How do you know a person or a country is more civilized than others? Okay, on the basis of the last paragraph, you have to think. Answers. Greed, lobh, selfishness, greed, selfishness, foolishness, feelings of superiority, dominance of each other, etc. might be the reasons for countries to fight against each other. Number B. How do you know a person or a country is more civilized than others? A person or country is more civilized than others by working together for common good and seeking cooperation. Cooperation means help to achieve common goal. Okay, now fill in the blanks with the words given below. Beast, animals. Group of people, climate, sensible, maimed. Maimed means wounded, ghaite. People who are a little bit better than are barbarians. Civilization has nothing to do with. Nothing to do with means no relation. No relation with. Or makes a society. There will be no war if people are The Germans who many Jews were not more civilized than Asians. Now you have to fill in the blanks with the given words. Okay, now check. People who are a little bit better than beast are barbarians. First, beast. Number B, civilization has nothing to do with climate. Number C, a group of people makes a society. Number D, there will be no war if people are sensible. Number E, the Germans who maimed, wounded, ghaite, many Jews, ghaite parno, many Jews were not more civilized than Asians. Okay, dear students, this was for today. Thank you. Namaste.